Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to share a farming strategy I've been testing on stream recently. With the Rise of the Abyssal League update, GG added a new endgame boss called Kulemak. He's the Abyssal boss, and he has some pretty cool unique rewards. So I wanted to test farming him 50 times to see how much currency I could make. Oh, Divine Orb. That's gonna be. You won't know what hit him. Divine! Let's go. Dang. Okay, Raider. Chaos Harp. Oh, Timeless Jewel. Pog. So the first thing you need to fight Kulemak is Kulemak's Invitation. And then with this in your inventory, you can go to the Well of Souls. You go up towards where you desecrate, and this little icon will show up. Click on this icon, and it'll take you to the Black Cathedral, and that's where the boss fight is. But if you're going to farm this multiple times like me, you actually want to control click on this after the first time, and you'll want to hit new, because if you don't do this, then you'll just load into the last instance you were in where the boss is dead, and you'll have to wait 15 minutes in order to kill him again. So let's run down to the boss. It's this long boss arena, and there's actually two sides to it. But so let's fight him here. I'll just prepare my lightning rods for him and just one-shot him real quick. So you might think, wow, that was a really easy boss fight. But actually, that's just the first stage. So this boss actually has 5 stages. After each stage, you actually get the option to craft on this ring here. So he always drops this ring, and you have 3 different options. So you can pick from one of these 3. And so if I just do Ulamans, then I will fight him again. Kill him really quick here. My build's pretty decent for killing him, pretty high damage. And then I'll get the option to do it again. So let's do, this middle one this time, Kurgles. And try to kill him for the 3rd time. Okay, he's dead. And then we'll do it one more time. Go down here. Kill him for the 4th time. Real quick. And now, after you kill him this last time, it gives you this final option where you can return the finger and fight the Vessel of Kulemak at full strength. So this is what you want to do every single time. It's to get the best rewards and everything like that. Or you can just take the finger and end the encounter, but you don't want to do that. You want to return the finger. And then this is the real boss battle. So you want to be careful. Don't stand on any of these middle tiles here. Any of these middle tiles here, if you're standing on them, like with Aroa, I don't know if you're not on Aroa if it'll do it. Yeah, so you get stuck and then you can't move and it's really hard to kill him. So yeah, just don't stand there. And then this boss fight is pretty hard, but I mean, it's not that hard with my build. I've got pretty good damage with Lightning Arrow. Ooh, a perfect Regal Orb. So he drops this ring every single time. This is the ring that we crafted here. This is also a new unique that he drops. This belt here. But now, since I showed you the boss fight, we can go over all the loot from the 50 kills. Really quick before I get into the loot that I made from this strategy, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported my channel so far. This is the 3rd video I've made, and on the first 2 videos I've gotten a ton of support. I mean, I think my first video right now is at like 1.2k views, which is more than I ever expected. It's really awesome. And also, if you want to support me some more, I'd appreciate it if you came and stopped by my live stream. I try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from like 9 p.m. to midnight. That's Eastern time. That's the time zone that I'm in. And I'd really appreciate if you stopped by, said hi in the chat, maybe followed the stream. And also, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, I plan on doing a push-up for every single subscriber I get from this video on my live stream tonight, Wednesday night. And make sure to stop by and subscribe to the channel, and I'll do some push-ups for you guys. All right, so I won't count that boss loot from that last kill because that was technically 51. I just stored them here in case I want to sell them. But to go over all the loot, we have this quad tab here filled with rares and a few like non-specific uniques. And then we have another quad tab, and then we have a normal tab almost full. Then we have a normal tab full of his special uniques. He drops this staff, and then he also drops this belt. And then we also have all these rings that he dropped, and then these two are just side rings. He dropped these supports, which are pretty much worthless. He dropped a Brutus Brain, that's worth like 16 exalted. He dropped all this currency, the 2 divine drops, which I showed. And then he also dropped this guy, this Undying Hate Timeless Jewel. So if I search this on the website, it's looking like it's around 3 divines or 4 divines. When I was looking earlier, it was only like 2 divines, but it looks like it's up to 4 divines now. But in 50 runs, I only dropped one of these guys. So, I mean, not great. I would like to have dropped more. But I'm going to go through all these rares, see if there's any good ones, vendor all the bad ones, and then also go through these uniques. I'm going to ID some of these. I accidentally ID'd this one. I'm not sure what's really good on these, but I'm going to go through and unveil all of these to see what kind of mods I can get. And then also I'm going to price check all of these rings, all of these belts, and see, you know, which ones are expensive, which ones I can actually sell, and which ones are probably worthless, because probably a lot of this stuff is probably worthless. But yeah, I'll be back once I have all this stuff price checked. All right, I have finished all of the price checking and sold a majority of the items. So here I put in basically all the uniques that I could find any value for, just using a price checker, and basically just went with the lowest option. So like all these, the lowest ones were listed for 10 exalted, so I went for 8. I just put these up recently, so none of them have had a chance to sell. I put up these a while ago, and none of the rings have been touched. But just to look at 40, 15, 8, 100, 4, 10, 50, 40, 100. These ones that I put up for 100, all the others were for a divine, but they've been up for multiple days. So I figured I'd just put it up for 100, see how it goes. This is just a belt that dropped. And then if we look at my history, I actually sold this Talisman Focus, which was just a magic base that had a good mod on it, sold for 15 exalted. And then all of those belts that I dropped actually sold, and they are worth quite a bit. As you can see, like 40 exalted is a bunch of them, some for like 20, some for 50. And if we go down here, I actually sold a Great Hammer for a divine that dropped, more for 30 and 20, a few lower belts, like the not so good ones, and then also a bunch for like 3. The really bad ones sold for 3. That Timeless Jewel sold for 3 divine, and that is all the sales so far. So I'm still waiting on this stuff to sell. Okay, so what you want to look for on these belts, as you can see here, it says this item gains bonuses from socketed items as though it was gloves. So there's other options here. There's as though it was a shield, as though it was a helmet, as though it was a body armor. The gloves, the helmet, and the body armor are worth a lot more than the shield. The shield is not worth a lot at all. I only dropped 1 body armor, and it sold for, it was one of the more expensive ones. I think it was like 50. And then the helmets were really expensive. Those were like the 40s. The gloves were around 40 to 20, and then all the shields sold for like 5. They were super cheap. And then also the second thing that you want to look for is the increased effect. Obviously, the higher increased effect, the more it's going to sell for. But even if it's like 50% and it's the body armor or gloves or helmet, it still sells for quite a bit. And then the amount of charm slots doesn't really matter that much. So I went through all of the tiered rares that I dropped here in these 2 tabs. These ones just need like an Exalt Slam on them, basically. And then These ones also need Exalt Slams, but they have a little better stats, so I want to use some like omens to craft them better. Like these have 2 decently high tier flat rolls, and then like a cold resist, crit damage, and then gain deflection. So those are really good gloves if I could get like a lightning flat on them. So these are all really good. This ring's worth a divine as it is now, so I want to spend some currency on that, hopefully make it more valuable. All this just needs Exalt Slams, so I'm going to take the Exalts that I made farming and then slam on all of these and see what we can get. Alright, so I went through and price checked everything after I Exalt Slammed it. This thing is hard to price because it's only 30% spell damage and all the others are much higher, so I just put it for like 10 divines less. So I'll see if it sells for 5 divines. That'd be pretty awesome. This was kind of hard to price. There was nothing on the market like it. I even excluded some things like mana and the added fire damage. So I just threw it up for a divine, see if it'll sell, because the presence area effect is really high. It's tier 1. Same with the crit chance is tier 1 and also has a decent roll for spirit. And then we have these movement speed boots here, which there were these exact boots on the market selling for a divine, so I figured throw it up there for a divine. These gloves are decent, go for 30 exalts. Same with these belts, pretty cheap. This ring, pretty cheap. This has a really high spirit roll with also some crit chance and cast speed, so I threw it up for a divine. And then these boots sadly didn't roll move speed, or else they'd be worth multiple divine. But they have some really good rolls on resistances and also really high max life and mana and really high evasion rating. So throw it up there for 100, see if it'll sell. So to look at our earnings from everything that's sold so far is quite a bit. So grab all these, grab these 4 divine orbs, and then go back to the currency tab over here. Quite a bit. We have 6 raw divines that dropped. We have let me count these exalted. So we have 639 exalted orbs, and then all these other currency drops. I've been when I went through all these tabs of rares, the bad ones I just hit with the salvage bench, so that's where I've been getting like these artificer orbs and armor scraps, stuff like that. I'm gonna take all of these rings because they're all kind of junk and probably won't sell for anything at all, and I'm going to actually disenchant them. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me just buy those back. Wrong vendor. I'm going to disenchant them all and actually turn them into chance orbs, because chance orbs are insanely expensive right now. So if we go to chance orbs are 21 exalted each. So if we turn all of these, let me put these back in there. Let's grab the rest of these rings. And I'm going to do that with these staves as well and disenchant them all. Okay, we got a few extra chance orbs from this, which is actually worth quite a lot. Currency here. So we have 7 chance orbs and then 7 shards. So I mean 7 times 2, that's 14. So like 140 exalted right here just in these chance orbs. So made quite a bit. I'm going to convert all of this to exalted orbs and to see how much we got. Just to talk about this tab, so all these items here have like really good rolls. So like this has tier 1 lightning res, and then this one has like tier 1 hybrid. This one has like good movement speed plus tier 1 resist. All these have really good rolls, and I want to craft on them. I've been saving a bunch of items for crafting, and I want to do like a big crafting video. I'm not very good at crafting. I want to learn, and I think the best way to learn is just to do it yourself. So yeah, I plan on putting out that video next. Oh, so actually I caught it on camera. This guy just bought one of those scepters from me. The one that I had right here just sold for a divine. The rest of these, if they don't sell by the time I'm finished calculating everything or converting everything, I'm just not going to count it in the total, because we actually did make a decent amount of money. Okay, so I've turned everything to exalted except for these things, because they're worth way less than 1 exalted, so it's not really worth trying to do that. But I added all these up. We had almost a complete tab full of Exalted. We got 2,754, and that's just for the things that have sold. Actually, while I was converting them all, if we go to my shop here, we sold that other spirit staff, or not staff, but the scepter. Sold both of them for a divine each. May have undersold them, but that's fine. At least they sold. This stuff hasn't sold yet, but who knows if it will sell. Maybe I'll add in another divine. Divines are going for 225 exalted right now. So almost 3,000 exalted is what we made from everything, and that's not including all of this stuff here that I plan on crafting. So, you know, maybe add another divine for this. I'm not going to, but you can if you want to. So in total, 2,979 exalted. Divide that by 225 for the divine ratio. So 13.24 divine. I would say that's pretty awesome. Honestly, that's this farming method seems to be pretty good. And if you get luckier than me, sell more of those get more of those timeless jewels, then you'll up your rate. But it seems extremely consistent, at least. There's only like one really big ticket item, so it seems really consistent. And if you like craft on, you grab all the rares that drop and kind of craft on them and stuff, then you can get some pretty high value items that can sell for quite a bit. So it took me about 2 minutes and 30 seconds per run, roughly. Let's round it up to 3 minutes just to make it easier to calculate. So if we do 3 minutes times 50 runs, that'd be about 150 minutes. So that'd be like 2.5 hours ish. And we made 12.2 divines ish, 2.4 divines actually. Divide by 2.5, and that's, you know, pretty close to 5 divine an hour, depending on your luck. Maybe round down to like 4.5 divine per hour, which is actually, you know, pretty good. I think that's the best farming strategy that I've tried so far this league. It seems pretty good. There's no setup at all. Literally, all you have to do is go over here to Ange, you know, look up Kulemak's invitation, buy it. It's 16 exalted for 1. So if we do the 16 exalted for 1 times 50, that's 800 exalted. And then divide that by 225 for the divine ratio. So it cost me 3.5-ish divines to buy all of the invitations. And then if you take that away from the 13.2 divine profit, so it's around 10 divines. In total profit over 2.5 hours, which is really good. Super low investment. You don't even need to set up your atlas or anything to be able to do this strategy. Super easy. You don't need to like go to your map device, you know, get good maps, find like a triple tower overlap like I have here. You literally just go to the Well of Souls and you're good to go. That's literally all you need to do. It's super easy. And the boss is pretty easy too. I mean, I was one-shotting it. I don't have any like crazy gear, just a typical lightning arrow setup, like a few divine worth of gear here. This was the real, like really the first real currency strategy that I've tried so far this league. One thing that I did want to mention, even though this is the Abyss boss, I didn't drop a single Abyssal item. So like all these desecrated currencies, like these jawbones and stuff like this, vertebrae and stuff, and then also the Abyssal omens, I didn't drop a single one of those from this boss, which is really weird. I feel like the Abyss boss should drop these items, and like probably some like really good high value ones, like maybe like Omens of Lights or something like that. But I guess those just come from the abysses themselves and the maps and the abyssal depths. I'm not really sure why this boss doesn't drop those. So that's everything for the Kulemak's invitation farming strategy. It's a pretty low investment strategy with some pretty good return, about 5 div an hour. Pretty good this league, and pretty easy and mindless, especially if you have a good boss farming build. And you don't even need anything crazy, like a low budget lightning arrow build can easily do this and like one shot the boss every single time. And it's not a hard boss fight in general, so even if you can't one shot him, you can farm this pretty easily. Finally, I want to just say thank you to everybody for the support, and if you could like and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm at 17 subs and looking to get to like 50. That'd be pretty awesome. And thank you again. Have a great day.